Hello student of class 12th, once again we are here with a new video, and in this video we are going to discuss about the chapter dual nature of radiation and matter. In this chapter we will discuss about electron emission, we will discuss about photoelectric effect and experimental study of photoelectric effect. So let us start this video. Now, as in the previous chapter we had discussed that light has two nature, light particle as well as wave. So the idea of duality originated in the debate over the nature of light and matter that dates back to the 17th century, when competing theories of light were proposed by Christian Huygens and Isaac Newton. You all had learned about the theory given by Huygens and also known about the theories given by the Newton. Light was thought either to consist of wave according to Huygens or the particle according to Newton. So there are two contradictions are there. One is showing that light has a wave nature and other is that light has a particle nature. Through the work of Max Planck, Albert Einstein, Louis de Broglie, Arthur Compton, Niels Bohr and many others, the scientists of today also, they hold the theory that all the particles behave like wave nature and also like a particle nature. So many phenomena are there such as interference, diffraction, polarization, in which the radiation interacts with the radiation itself can be explained on the basis of electromagnetic wave nature of radiation only. Means these phenomena such as interference, diffraction and polarization can be explained when we are suggesting that light is a wave nature. The phenomena such as photoelectric effect we will discuss in this video, Compton effect, pair production, etc., in which radiations interacts with matter can explain on the basis of quantum or particle nature of radiation only. So some phenomena are there can be explained only when we think that the particle nature of light or particle nature of radiation, and few are there when we think that there is a electromagnetic wave or wave nature. The phenomena such as reflection, refraction, dispersion, etc., in which radiation interact neither with radiation itself nor matter can be explained on the basis of either of the two nature of radiation. Means the phenomena such as reflection, refraction and dispersion, these phenomena we had discussed in the previous chapters. They are explained by the wave nature as well as the ray optics we had also discussed in the previous chapters. So in this we have to first discuss about what is electron emission. Now the ejection of electron from the surface of metal is known as electron emission, and you know that every metal has a free electron, and these electrons are free to extent that they may transfer from one atom to another within the metal, but they cannot leave the metal surface to provide electron emission because of electrostatic attraction of positive nuclei inside the atom. Means as we know that metal has free electron and they are free to move inside the metal, but they are not free to leave the surface because they are attracted by the positive nuclei. So electrons are not allowed to leave the surface. They are free inside the metal, but they are not allowed to leave the surface. So if sufficient energy is given to the free electron, their kinetic energy increases and thus the electron will cross over the surface barrier to leave the metal. So how the electron will leave the surface? When the electron gets sufficient amount of energy and that energy helps the electron to leave the surface or to cross the barrier and comes from the surface, so that is needed. means if the energy provided from outside, then electron can emit from the surface, emit from the metal, otherwise it will be inside the metal. So the new term is there, work function. What is work function? The minimum energy required by an electron to just escape with zero velocity, means about to leave. It is not moving, it is about to leave. The minimum energy required by an electron to just escape from the metal surface is called work function of the metal. And the work function of pure metals varies from 2 electron volt to 6 electron volt. Electron volt, we can use this unit to describe work function, because electron volt is a unit of energy. And 1 electron volt is equal to 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. So this is a work function divided by phi naught. It is a symbol of phi. So it is a minimum energy required by electron to just escape, means it is the energy which allows the electron to just escape, means it is not moving, it has zero velocity, means if the energy more than this it is given, it can leave the surface. So work function, the minimum energy required by an electron to just escape from the metal surface, and it is denoted in electron volt. The unit we are taking electron volt, and 1 electron volt is equal to 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. Now method of electron emission. What are the different methods to emit the electron from the surface? The first is thermionic emission. In this method, the metal is heated to sufficient temperature, about 2500 degrees centigrade, and to enable the free electron to leave the metal surface, the number of electrons emitted depend upon the temperature. The higher the temperature, greater is the emission of electron, and the ejected electrons are called thermal electron. Now the name itself suggests that thermionic means heat. When the metal surface is heated up to the temperature about 2500 degrees centigrade, the electron are gaining energy and they can leave the metal surface. And the number of electron, what the number of electron is emitted, it depends on the temperature given. Means more the temperature, more the emission of electron takes place. And since the electron are emitted by heating the metal surface, so the ejected electron, they are known as thermal electron, or we can say thermions. The second is field emission. In this, a strong electric field, that is a high positive voltage is applied at the metal surface, which pulls the free electron out of the metal because of the attraction of positive field. If you apply electric field, the electron will pull the electrons out of the metal surface, and the strong the electric field, greater is the electric emission, means as you increase the electric field, the electron will emit more in numbers. The ejected electron are called field electron. Now the term is different here. The electron, they are ejecting when we are applying the field, so they are called field electron. In the previous, they are known as thermal electron because heat is given to the metal, so they are called thermal electron. The third is photoelectric emission. In this method, the energy of light falling upon the metal surface is transferred to the free electron within the metal to enable them to leave the surface. Greater the intensity of light beam falling on the metal surface, the greater is the photoelectric emission. Means photoelectric emission means photo means light. So when the energy of light falls on the metal surface, it is taken by the electron or given to the electron, free electron in the metal, and by taking that energy, the free electron leave the surface. And here the number of electron depend on the intensity of light. Greater the intensity of light beam, more the electron photoelectric emission takes place, and the ejected electron here are called photoelectron. Now see, the new term is there, photoelectron, the electron which are emitted when the light falls on the metal surface. So what is field electron and what is thermal electron, you know very well. Now it is the new is photoelectron. And the fourth is secondary emission. In this method, high velocity beam of primary electron strikes the metal surface, and the intensity of secondary emission depend upon the emitter material, mass and energy of bombarding particle. Means the velocity of electron strike the metal surface, it gives the energy to the other electron, and by taking that energy the electron emitted, and this is called secondary emission, and here the ejected electron are called secondary electron. So these are the ways how can the electron emission takes place. So thermionic emission, field emission, photoelectric emission and secondary emission. This all is given in your NCERT book on the page number 388. You see from there, and there is a table 11.1. In this table, work functions of different metal is also given, like cesium, potassium, sodium, calcium, molybdenum and lead. And if you compare the work function in electron volt, metal like aluminium, mercury, copper, silver, nickel, platinum, all these metal also given here with the work function, and you see the work function of different metal, so you can clear that how much light intensity or how much energy is given to take out the electron from the metal surface. Next is photoelectric effect. The phenomena of emission of electron from the metal surface when radiation of suitable frequency is incident on it is called photoelectric effect. Means when the light falls on the metal surface, the radiation of suitable frequency falls on the surface, it is called photoelectric effect. The electron emitted by this effect are called photoelectrons, and the current constituted by the photoelectric electron is called photoelectric current or photocurrent. Means when the electrons are emitted with help of light, they are called photoelectron, and when the current is due to that electron, then that current is known as photoelectric current, or we can say photocurrent, and it was discovered by Heinrich Hertz. Now the term is threshold frequency. It is denoted by nu naught. The minimum frequency of light which can eject photoelectron from the metal surface is called threshold frequency of that metal. Means the minimum frequency of light which can eject photoelectron from the metal surface is called threshold frequency of that metal. Means this is the minimum energy, this is the minimum frequency required by the of light which can eject the electron. The threshold wavelength, it is a maximum wavelength. It is a maximum wavelength of light which can eject photoelectron from the metal surface is called threshold wavelength of metal. It is denoted by lambda, and since it is a maximum wavelength, so lambda max is the symbol for this threshold wavelength. And the relation between the work function, threshold frequency and threshold wavelength is phi is equal to h nu naught, and in place of nu naught we can write c by lambda maximum. So the phi is equal to h c by lambda maximum. This is the relation between the frequency and threshold wavelength. Phi is equal to h nu naught, or phi is equal to h c by lambda maximum. So in this video we are discussing till here. You see from your NCERT, see the topic we had discussed in this video. I have given you some idea that what are the terms we are using in this chapter. So this is the very first video for this chapter, so you have to go through introduction of this chapter from your NCERT, and in coming videos you will know about what are the experiment and what are the photoelectric effect, and so many graphs are here also. These are very important, but before that you have to understand that few terms. So I am leaving here in this video, and you have the work I am giving you that you revise from your NCERT page number 387, and in the coming video we will discuss about the coming topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.